Alright, here we go. So, this video is a video that's been in the making for a while now, and it's time. It was time to make this video. So, many of you are familiar with this particular engine, as it is UP's Chicago and Northwestern Heritage engine. Well, I made some changes. I made some significant changes. This engine is no longer got any UP markings on it. This is strictly a Chicago and Northwestern engine currently. So I got to thinking, and as I was thinking, I remembered Burlington Northern and BNSF both with the SD70 Max. They had the presidential paint scheme. And throughout the years, I've kind of looked and followed and noticed that that particular engine on that particular railroad, they actually have a lot of those. I've seen pictures of storage rails where they have stored engines, and I haven't looked up the roster, and I should, but I can tell you right now that roster is absolutely full of SD70 Max that are BNSF presidential scheme on that particular engine. So, with that being said, I'm looking at my engine, which has been redone. All the UP markings is gone, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to create a fleet of engines of these, just going to renumber them, and I'm basically going to have the SD70 ACEs are going to be in this paint scheme. So they're not going to follow the standard. It's going to be as if Chicago and Northwestern basically did an executive system, an executive paint scheme setup with their SD70 ACEs, just like BNSF did with their SD70 Max. So I wanted to explain that. I wanted to bring that to light, that is my actual plan. That is an actual goal, and I'm going to make that happen. As you can see, there is no UP markings on the back, and there was, but I erased those and put those numbers on there and in place, and they fit and look nice. But yeah, this is what I'm going to do. This is my goal. This is my plan, and we're gonna make this happen. Let's get my big fat finger out the way. There we go. Let's see if we can get a shot. Let's zoom in. There we go. So this actually had UP here and here on the sides, right next to the number board. It had a UP on it, and I removed that. So this engine is literally no longer a UP engine, as I mentioned. This is now strictly a Chicago and Northwestern engine, and I'm going to create a fleet of engines like this. So underneath, right here, there is also a Union Pacific markings. I've erased those. So underneath that SD70 ACE was a UP patch. I took that off. That no longer exists. So once I get a chance to weather this, that little white that you see, for whatever reason that didn't take, but I'm going to fix that. We'll get her weathered up. We'll get everything blended in as it's supposed to be, and we'll make that look really nice. So that's the goal. So that's what I have in mind. So that is an update as to what's going on this layout. Secondly, this is an older run. I got in my railroad club in 2008, and I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe it was 2010 when I purchased this, and I know it wasn't before then. I know that I want to say it was 2010, maybe 2011 when I started purchasing my Heritage fleet. But now that I've switched to Chicago and Northwestern, I no longer have any of those engines except this one. So this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think it is a standard original Tsunami sound, if my memory serves me correct. With that being said, I have this Broadway Limited engine, and it is a Paragon 2. It was an engine somebody had purchased, kept in a box, and never used it. So to my surprise, I took about an hour and a half today, and I literally speed matched these two engines, and pretty much I didn't think that was possible to do. I have had so much trouble in the past trying to speed match engines of different companies. However, I did manage to do that with these two. So I have a pair that will run together, so I can, I could put this in the yard if I want to at this point, or I could run them together and have a nice little train. So I'm crazy happy about that. Looking forward to my large announcement that is, I have 3 more of these coming. Those will be with the Tsunami 2, I think that's what is coming with. Whatever the newest, latest, and greatest of this is, that's what I have coming. I have 3 more of those on the way. And I'm going to take those 3, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove those little numbers down here, the tiny ones. I'm going to remove that UP here and over here. And I'm going to remove the UP and the numbers over here. And we're going to renumber them. All 3 of them are going to be renumbered. And they're going to go into this fleet. And they're all going to be just like this. A brand new SD70